Hey guys, welcome back. Check out the weather we got today. Probably can't see, maybe a little bit, but it's raining slash snow. I don't think it's supposed to do it very long, but I figured I'd do a boiler video. It's been a while, and kind of talk about for those of you that don't know, I have a HeatMaster G series. It's the G10000. It's a gasification model. So it's a little different than a traditional boiler. You know, the fire burns down and so on. So I haven't added any wood. I haven't cracked it open or nothing. I loaded it last night, I'd say around 6 o'clock. And right now it's almost 9. So what is that? 15 hours or so. And I know she's low. I mean, it's down to 149 degrees. So clearly the fire is out because I have it set to 185 to 175 differential there. So she's clearly out. There's probably coals in there. So this is the kind of wood that I'm going to put in today. So this is all just my cut-offs, scraps from processing wood. So these are all just small pieces. So it's not a standard, you know, 16 inches that I normally throw in. But these are all real small. This is from I want to say over the winter last year. So they're all real small pieces. So I know a lot of guys with their gasification models, they get kind of weird on what they throw in, you know, because there's a stigma out there that you have to put small splits perfectly in there so it'll burn right. I throw anything and everything in here. Some of it could be a little bit wet, intermixed with like dry stuff, but you know, this stuff is super dry, it's small, it's gonna get a nice hot fire going really quick. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show it to you right now. It's probably just gonna look like ash, and then I'm gonna stir it up, show you the coals. Well, it's actually got some in there, so this won't be bad. So hopefully, you probably, I don't know if you can see a little bit of coals in there. It's not bad for, you know, it being so cold. So I'll stir this up real quick. Show it to you again because it's going to look a lot different. Now I'm just stirring up the coal, scraping the air intake sides. So now it looks like how it's supposed to. Now I do have the kiln running still. So for that temp to drop as fast as it did, it's probably way faster than if I just had the house and garages running, right? Because the kiln takes non-stop heat. So normally if it drops that low, it could be 5 hours of not adding the boiler. This is probably within an hour because it's got no wood to heat it back up. And putting this dry wood in there, I don't see it taking very long because this unit here gets hot pretty quick, especially putting these little splits in there. Hopefully. So I'll just kind of show you, I'll throw in a bunch. Now if I turned off the kiln, it would probably heat up way quicker, but I need that to just keep going. I kind of just let this go out for video purposes, really. I mean, it's not out, it's fine. The faster I do this, the better, so it doesn't go in smoke out. So, for those of you that watch when I process wood, I have all these scraps and whatnot. I do throw it in here. I throw it, I mean, this is probably the best BTUs you're gonna get, the quickest. So I kind of treat this boiler almost like it's a a traditional boiler where you could pretty much throw in huge rounds, big knotty pieces, you know, the big stuff. I don't throw like big stuff in there. I mean, I do, not all the time though. And trust me, it all burns. I feel like there's a stigma out there with the gasification units. They're real finicky, right? Well, I can tell you right now, they're not. As long as your wood is pretty dry, it doesn't have to be like stone dry. It'll burn. I mean, the settings on there when they come from the factory are for more of wet wood. I mean, it's like, I want to say it's like 26% and up. So it can handle it. Yeah, you probably got to start it with drier wood to get a good coal bed. But I feel like everyone just overthinks, you know, just once you get an established coal bed, and a lot of people I know will take a bag of charcoal and throw it in there, right? That'll work just fine too. I did that when I first got it because I was kind of concerned about it. But now I've had this baby go out. I've even let it go out so I could inspect and clean it. It's nothing to restart it. And I got videos on restarting it. I did one recently. Now I'm going to throw in more than I normally do, just because it's going to eat the wood to get back up to temp. I mean, it's got to go up another 40 some degrees while it has a heat load on it. So, and like I said, I'm not going to turn that kiln off. Just gonna let it go. So, I definitely, there is no waste here. It all burns. Some of you are probably like, man, you're throwing in a lot of wood, but I am. But it's also gonna go through a lot to get back up to temp. I mean, it is colder today. I've noticed the house has been running, you know. You know, and these small splits, I mean, I could probably test them, but they're, these are really dry. This is all hardwood too, so. I do have some softwood that when I restarted the fire, that's what I threw in. Softwood doesn't give you the best coals, but it'll burn really good, really fast. And then I have hardwood on top of it to create the coal bed when I restarted it. But you can burn it, you can burn whatever. I don't throw in pine or spruce, so I don't do that. I did do that when I first got it, and I feel like you don't get any coal bed with that at all. I was fighting trying to keep a coal bed with that. As soon as I switched over to pine or hardwoods, I had no issues whatsoever. I know some places that's all you have to burn. You can do it. It's a little bit more tricky, I'm not gonna lie. At least it was for me. But I was just starting with this. I wasn't very comfortable or used to it. But as you can tell, all the smoke building out of there, that it's burning. I mean, that's probably good for now. I mean, that's a lot of wood. I don't know if you can hear it. You can hear it's starting to gas. You can see the flames. So now we'll just shutter and walk away. And I'm sure it's probably a little colder than what it was. Oh, 149. So, yeah, I mean, we definitely used a good portion there. But those are all real small pieces. I mean, they're not going to last very long. But yeah, here's the bag that I have of softwood. This is all, as you can tell, box elder. It's got a little bit of red in there. I mean, it's box elder. Probably some poplar in here. You know, some knotty pieces. Just, to me, that's junk. And I'm not going to sell it as production, so that's kind of why I separate it from me. You know, and like I said, all the cutoffs. These are scraps from the processor. Probably, this is all within the last couple weeks. I will intermix this in. I'm not going to do that now because I need it to rip. But I'll intermix this with like good stuff. So yeah, for those of you considering a G series, like I said, once you have an established coal bed, you can throw in whatever you want. It'll take it. And This is normal, right? Right here. You can probably see a little bit of the smoke. And you can tell it's gassing still, but whenever you add it and it's not up to temp, there's no established like gasification going on, you're gonna have that. It doesn't take long to get up to, they start really burning in there. Once it does, you don't see anything. It's like it's not even running, so. But yeah, kind of want to give you guys just a little update on the G series and throwing in some scraps, you know, just to show you that, you know, I just feel like a lot of guys think that you need the old traditional boiler. You know, it's, you open it, throw it in, and walk away, right? Well, yeah, you can do that with this too, because that's what I do. That's what I have been doing. I have a good coal bed and my wood's dry. Now, if the wood wasn't dry and this was all wet, yeah, that's not going to work. And honestly, that's not going to work that well on a traditional boiler either, because you have to heat up all that moisture and burn that just to get the fire hot. So you're still wasting the wood, right? Where on this, if the wood is dry, and when I say dry, I mean like around 20% or lower. It doesn't need to be 17, 15%, you know. Preferably if it's around 17, 18, that's ideal. You know, but if you got 20 to 22%, it'll burn it just fine. And you'll be surprised how fast it does get up to temp. So, like right now, you know, it has what, 8 degrees, 9 degrees to drop to 140, then the boiler shuts down because it knows it's cold or out. Like right now, even though I have a big heat load, I'm about to go to work and I'm not concerned about it getting up to temp. That's how confident I am with just throw it in there and walk away. You know, I know some people probably sit here, but it's gonna take probably an hour or two to get up to temp. You know, it's just gonna crank that wood out. Now, if I took the heat load off of it, sure, it'll probably get up there in 45 minutes maybe. It's hard to tell. Just depends how long it takes to get it like a really ripping fire in there. So yeah, that's kind of what I got for you guys today. And if you have any questions, I mean, if you want me to moisture test this stuff, but I mean, if you look at it, every single piece has cracks in it, and these are real small. I mean, you could make stuff like that stuff there. If I left that sit for a month, all that would be bone dry. It's such small splits. It's when you get these bigger normal size pieces that it takes a while to dry. And wood dries the best in the winter because it's usually the air is the driest. So the sun's not out the longest, but that's typically when it dries the best because the air is so dry. So, and that obviously helps. But if you have any questions on the boiler, I mean, I have a lot of other videos on maintenance and cleaning it and how long I can get this guy to burn in the winter if I pack her full. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Just a little video of loading it with some scraps that I always say no wood goes to waste. So, but yeah, as always, keep burning.